Hey, good morning, everyone. Let's do a sound check. The sound is on. The sound is on, Sharon. I forgot to hit the button. Okay, so let's see where I'm at. First of all, good morning, everyone. Sharon, Lynn, how is everyone today? Let's see. I just want to get this shared out onto a couple of Facebook pages. I have. Okay, let's see. There it is. Hey, good morning, Cheryl. We're coloring with oil pastels today. So exciting. It's one of my favorites. How about you? I have Craypod Junior Artists. We're going to do a still life. Alice, good morning. Good morning to you all. We got snow last night. Sounded great. We had snow here too, but it was only for like a couple hours this morning, and now it's all gone. So it's my favorite kind. Ooh, new oil pastels today. I don't know how to say that. Mungio. I'll say it Mungio. Mungio. Maybe it's Mungio. Feel like now I want Chinese food. Hey, Carrie Taylor from England. How are you, my friend? So what do y'all think about the painting challenge that's happening in the Just Color Coloring Group? I'm having fun with it, and I'm really, really excited about the participation. Today's prompt is to put on your favorite music and to paint an abstract painting along to the beat of the music. So I think that should be a lot of fun. But a lot of different. Yesterday's challenge was paint the sky outside your window, and I'm going to turn to the page where I'm talking about that. Paint the sky outside your window. And as I read what I wrote, I felt like I should have written it differently. I felt like I was saying to go. I mean, if you really wanted to take it to a literal term, right? Maybe you could just kind of go paint the sky. Right? Paint the sky outside your window. But I thought it was cool that, Carrie, I thought it was cool that you painted the night sky. I painted the night sky too, because it was very gray here yesterday. The sky was white. It was kind of hard to really get the sky going. But maybe it could be a sky that you want to happen, you know? So, you don't know. I have my crazy yogurt containers for my stand for my camera. That's what we're seeing in the corner, just in case you're wondering. Somebody asked me about that the other day. Hey, good morning, Sarah Thacker. Sarah says, I am going to try to stay awake. I've been really tired. I've been really tired too. I have to force myself to get up in the morning. I don't know what is going on, but I don't know what it is. I'm just going to go with it, because don't you just hate when you just can't sleep? Hey, Angela. Glenn says it was too dreary to paint the sky. I had to add trees. Yours looked great. That was a great idea. I think that prompt was interesting, because what would happen if it was a sky that maybe you didn't like? But a couple of people, I think Catherine Howell did one that was kind of grayish blue. So that was pretty cool. And then somebody else just did gray. I think it was Rosie Eckhart, maybe. So if you're watching and you're not commenting, good morning to everyone. So we are coloring again this morning. Oh, and I have to also say, if you like this video, please give us the thumbs up. If you could give it a thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification so you'll know when I do another video. All right. So what's happening this morning in our color along meeting? We're going to color this page today with oil pastels, and this is kind of like from the similar style to my book Sketched, Grayscale coloring book. That's how you feel most mornings, Sharon? I don't know what the heck is going on, Sharon, but I have to force myself, and I can't stay up past like 8 o'clock, and I don't know what is going on, but Bridgerton is my sleeping pill, because I cannot. I've tried watching it several times, and all it does is put me to sleep. So maybe I need like a deep psychoanalysis. I don't know. Hey, good morning, Lynn, Vasella, and Sandra. How are you, my friends? So we're going to go over this page with oil pastels. The other thing I have this morning, which I thought would be kind of fun, is I want to talk to you about a new book concept I have in mind, which people tell me, don't talk about this when you do a live video. You know what? I don't really care. You want to steal my idea, knock yourself out. And I'm going to talk about it because I think it would be kind of fun. So, and it kind of is similar to this Creativity Boredom Busters book and the prompts and the challenges we've been doing in, Lynn says, I haven't gotten to the steamy sex scenes. Maybe something's wrong with me, Lynn. I don't know, but I'm on episode 3. Should I be asleep by episode 3? I don't know. Hey, good morning, Marianne. I can't binge watch something. 2 hours, well, maybe an hour, but it just keeps putting me to sleep. What's wrong with me, Lynn? I don't know. We'll have to talk further about this because it's a little crazy. All right, so this book is kind of fun. It's got all of these kind of boredom buster pages, 25 stick people. We've been doing these challenges in the coloring group over the past couple of weeks, and right now we're on the 5-day painting challenge. So my idea for a book is to create a book which would be, I don't know if it should be like 100 different prompts or a whole year of it. I think a year of it is quite a commitment because I don't know if I can commit to something for 365 days unless it has to do with food. But I think that something that would be every day there would be a prompt for something. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this crazy idea. I just finished the Color Along Volume 16 book. Woo, Volume 16. Can you believe it? Color Along Volume 16 book is done. It's live on Amazon. I have not talked about it yet because I wanted to get the schedule going. And it is somewhere in my pile of a mess here. Let's see. Kind of in a mess lately. I don't know. Color Along Volumes. Oh my goodness, I have 15 on there. That is an error. I have to thank God I didn't publish this. Where is my pen? This is 16. See what happens when the dogs are the editors? They just do not do their job. All right, Color Along Volume 16. The rest is correct. Couple of things that are going to happen with Color Along Volume 16. First of all, we're going to start Color Along Volume 16 April 8th, and we end on September 2nd. This Color Along Volume 15 ends on March 1st. However, there'll be a couple of cancellations for Color Along Volume 15 because of coloring camp in February. So we'll be catching up with those color alongs in March. So that's the scoop with that. Two things are changing with Color Along Volume 16, and I want to start talking about it now. We talked about going to twice a week, and a couple of people said to me, it's a little too much. Maybe not a little too much for everybody else, but maybe a little bit too much for me. And I'm glad that they said that to me because it made me rethink. Sometimes I take on a little bit more than I can chew, and then I regret it. So I don't want to do that. I want to be able to give you my best self for these color alongs and for these live videos. So I'm going to go with once a week. However, I'm going to move the color alongs to Thursdays, and I'm moving them back to Facebook. Why am I doing this? Because a lot of people are not able to chat or find us on YouTube. However, I will put the replays on YouTube. So that will allow people to watch the replay, maybe from the comfort of their couch, maybe from under the covers in their bed, on their big screen TV, because I know you can't do that with Facebook, but I will do that. So two changes. We're going to go back to Facebook when we get to Color Along Volume 16 on April 8th, and we're going to meet on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Tell me what you think about that. I hope this is going to go well. We've got a lot of different techniques. Yay, once a week. I was so anxious about keeping up to a twice a week schedule. I was getting a little anxious too. And Lynn, thank you, because Lynn kind of is like my voice of reason sometimes, and she told me to sleep on it, and which I always do. I don't make a rash decision, but I also don't like the decision to be like lasting forever. I gotta get Scarlett something because my dogs are cracking up because there's a cat outside, a new one. My stray cat outside that's out in that yard, the next door, has a couple of gentlemen callers, and now my dogs are cracking up. Hang on one second. What is going on? All right, look. Here you go. Here. Sharon said to tell me this is the last one. The last one. Okay, so yeah, so we're moving them to Thursdays. You got to change things up every once in a while, don't you think? Churn creates churn. Change one thing, everything else kind of gets better. So a lot of different techniques. Textures with tape, speckled. I mean, you can't really see it right here because it's kind of small because of the camera angle. Shading with colored pencils, Crayola super tips with water. That's a really fun one. I don't think we've ever done that before. And I think you could use any other water-based marker for that, so it should be okay. Woodless colored pencils, warm colors, glitter gel pens, just a number 2 pencil, watercolor pencils, and then stained glass. Lynn says, tell them to have another meeting with their new toys. Lynn's referring to the picture that I put of Paisley, who was meeting with her toys. Every night, I'm going to tell you about where that picture comes from. You'll be laughing on the other end, but I'm going to go there and put it out there. Every night, the dogs, after like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, that's kind of like their time to play. And so anyway, I usually sit with them on the floor, believe it or not, and we play with their toys. And that's the extent of playing with the toys, is that Paisley just kind of lines them up. Yes, I have lost my mind, but hey, it keeps them busy. It's dark, it's cold outside, so that was Paisley having a meeting with her toys and talking to them about it. I don't know what it was. Blending with colored pencils is another one. Pointillism is another one. Bolding, neutral colors, make it pop, just 5 colors, oil pastels, northern lights with chalk pastels, impressionism style, colored pencils, and blending oil and monochromatic. So those are the techniques that are happening. So stay tuned for that. I got to catch up to Alice's comments. Alice says, I can't sleep at night. Then Cleo wakes me up before 4 a.m. So 3 hours a night is not enough. Tired. Your Paisley's got this new thing where she's going to go outside at like 2 a.m. She's going to change her clock. Is it National Spaghetti Day? Hey, all right, we're going to start coloring while I'm talking. I've got to also address Alice's comment there. Okay, so oil pastels. Have you ever used oil pastels? This is probably one of my favorite mediums to use. I think that they feel like paint. You can blend them in 2 ways. Well, 3 ways. You can blend them with your fingers. You can blend them with each other. Or you can blend them with like a paper towel or Kleenex or even like a cotton swab type thing. So I'm going to kind of go with maybe some funky colors here. Let's go with this purple color because it looks like it's just kind of begging to be used. And I'm just going to color on top of the gray, just like we usually do. But we're also going to keep in mind that the bottom of this bottle is probably going to need to be the darkest of all of it. So here's an example of maybe blending 2 colors together. So I'm just going to kind of go over this like a crayon type of thing. I'm going to catch up to Alice's comment. Alice said, I might have to call you on Mondays. I don't know what I will do on Mondays without a color along. You can always call me. Yes, you can call me. Hey, Dawn, feel free to call me, Alice. That's fine. However, I will say this. What I would like to do is I would really, it's kind of been on my list to really kind of start doing some paintings live. Just not as a lesson, but more as just to kind of showcase my own artwork, to try to sell some more paintings. So I have a goal in 2021 to sell more paintings. It was my goal last year. I don't really think I met the goal that I wanted to. So this year I'm going to try something a little bit different. Plus, I want to kind of use a few of those Mondays to maybe do some color alongs for some new books, because I don't really do that much. Hello, Alexandria. And so Mondays may not be completely empty of color alongs, but feel free to call me anytime, Alice. That is fine with me. I'm going to actually pop some red in this. So just kind of see what would happen if we just kind of put a little bit of red where the little spots are, the white spots are. I missed some of this. The male people are making me mad. That's Alice. That's Sarah's comment there. So that's the change to Color Along Volume 16. I hope you'll be able to join me. And I will put the replays here on YouTube, but we're going to go back to Facebook because I'm missing a lot of people. And then the Color Along book is live right on Amazon for Color Along. Happy New Year, Alexandria. The Color Along book, Volume 16, is on Amazon as we speak. I was saying that Color Along Volume 16 begins on April 8th and goes all the way till September 2nd. We're meeting once a week, but there's going to be 2 changes to Color Along Volume 16. One, We are going to change color alongs from Mondays to Thursdays at 10 a.m. So there will not be a color along on a Monday. And then the other change will be that it will be back on Facebook with the replay video will be uploaded to YouTube. Whew, it's a lot happening in my head. Let me tell you. There's a lot of people that are missing out. I'm going to use this peach color. I don't even know what it's called. Looks like peach to me, doesn't it? And now I'm going to use this kind of as a colorless blender to blend the purple and the red together. See how that's just kind of blending it together? It's pushing the colors to, I was going to say mushing. I guess mushing is the best term, right? Mushing the colors together so they can become one. So can you believe this is the first color along of 2021? Can you even believe it? 2021. I just can't even. I can't even believe it. I'm happy that 2020 is behind us. How about you? That was a ride, right? That was a wild ride. 2020. They say 2021 is going to be way better than 2020. So let's hope we can cross our fingers and hang on, right? Hang on to our hats. All right, so here is just this colorless blender, this neutral color that blended those two colors together. And I'm not really pressing down very hard. I'm just kind of, I guess a medium pressure, you know? So I want to, I was saying that I want to go live doing some paintings, maybe on YouTube. I'm not really sure, but I'm also going to be adding paintings and some different things to my products that I sell on Amazon. I have t-shirts on Amazon. I have pop sockets, those things you put on the back of your phone. And now I have the ability to sell tote bags and throw pillows on Amazon. So I have a couple of couple of Gnome tote bags that are live right now on Amazon, and a few pillows. So I'm going to be adding a lot more of those over the next few weeks, because I think that my paintings would look much better on a throw pillow. People want to kind of spruce up their home, and a lot of people are using reusable bags. So those are the two products I'm going to kind of focus on. Plus, I'm going to focus on selling some prints. I have a painting that I finished the other day. I don't know if I posted it or not. The finished product, and I'm going to be putting that on a print and starting to sell some prints. So that's what's happening with the painting part of it. Sharon says, I'm using a blender you taught me to make out of a toilet paper roll. I got to tell you a story about the toilet paper rolls. Okay. I ordered this, I don't even know what the heck it was that I had ordered. Now I don't even remember what it was, but it was shipped to me in a box. It was like a bunch of free, what even was it? It was like this, these like little brochures that were sent to me. And from something else I had ordered, I guess I got on their mailing list. So these people sent me this giant box of all these books. Like, not really anything. They were all paperback. But when I opened the box, the packing, usually when you ship something, you have to pack it, right? You have to pack the box with like packing stuff, like bubble paper or, I don't know, crumpled paper. You know, when you get something delivered, we're not strangers to that, right? I opened the box, and you're never going to believe what it was packed with. Empty toilet paper rolls that still had a little bit of toilet paper. Now, I don't know about you, but it completely grossed me out. Am I being like, what did they say? The word, am I being a snob? I'll use snob as the word. There's some yellow, kind of as a blender there, just to kind of highlight this side of it. And then I used a dark green up there. I threw the whole box away. I was so disgusted. Plus, they had a, wasn't it, Lynn? Thank you. I thought it was just me. It was, they had an empty carton of eggs, like an empty egg carton. I'm like, why don't you just send me your trash inside this box? I was horrified. I mean, sometimes I'll ship things and I'll crumple up an unused brand new sheet of computer paper as my packing, right? Or I'll reuse the bubble paper. But who uses empty toilet paper rolls? I was really horrified by it. I just was like picking it up like by the corner, like I was picking up, something gross, and out to the trash it went, threw the whole box away. Oh, I know what it was. It was a company that sent a free Bible. This is what happened. A company that sent me a free Bible about a couple of months ago, and now they sent me like all of these other books. And that's what bothered me the most about all of it, was that what I was actually throwing away. So I don't know if I'm going to be stricken because I threw away something that was a little religious. I don't know, but it had toilet paper rolls. Gross. 2020 was not a good year, Alice is saying. I pray for a better year. And did I see a gel pen company go out of business? Yes. Smooth Gel Pens has gone out of business. And I love those gel pens. Scott Kelly had posted in the coloring group. He posted on several coloring groups, actually, that it was coming to a close. I don't really think that was his only company. Like, I think that was like a side thing for him. But yeah, so much competition out there. I cannot imagine what it would be like to I cannot imagine what it would be like to sell pens like that. It's hard. All right, this is white, believe it or not. I'm going to just kind of mix it with this kind of ochre color. Sarah Lynn is talking about my story about the toilet paper rolls in the box that was sent to me. It was gross. I mean, it was like just someone's trash. Newspaper would have been better. But toilet paper rolls? I'm already horrified by the fact that it was sent to me. And I mean, I don't know. Open your mail with gloves is what I say. Disgusting, right? Right, Dawn? You'll forget to watch since it's been on Mondays. Well, if you're on my email list, then I send an email out every Sunday, and it comes out with a list of what's happening for the week. So that's how you can be in the know, right? If it was used toilet paper, it would have grossed me out. Well, hey, Alice, used, unused. I mean, the toilet paper roll was empty with a tiny. When it has like one little sheet. Oh, where have we gone? This is brown. I'm just kind of outlining it right here, just to kind of give it a little bit of a, a little bit of a dark section there. And even here on the bottom. But we've really taken a turn with our conversations, haven't we? It's crazy. Sharon says, that's the set of pens I wanted the last camp we had. So glad I got them before they went out of business. He has been extremely generous to me over the years. He always participates in giving away free product. He's been very, very nice. He's a nice guy. He sent me a lot of free stuff. It's incredible. A lot of them have. A lot of those companies are very generous about what they want to send and what they want to put out there to get out to the colorists. So it was really nice. So very appreciative of Scott Kelly with Smooth Gel Pens. When artists painted with oil pastels in the 1800s, what is in this form? I don't know. I think it was, I don't know. I think maybe they mixed them. I would say that crayons were kind of based on an oil pastel, but that's a very good question, Lynn. Because if the crayon, I'm going to go with this color in the middle and see what we can come up with here. This is, it looks like a brick red color in a way. It doesn't have a name on it. These crepe art oil pastels are really nice. Do not be fooled or don't look down on them because of the price, because they're really inexpensive. Student grade. Oh, I know what I wanted to also talk to you guys about is this weekend is the winter coloring gathering. So if you are interested in joining us this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. each day, there's a live video on Facebook. It's in a private group. We're going to be learning the Impressionism technique. We're going to be learning shading with watercolor pencils. And the PDF also has coloring pages, activity pages. So it's kind of like a mini camp type situation. Very cool. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let me see. I'm trying to make it so it's a little more antique. You know what else you could do with oil pastels too is, Lynn, this is what your comment is making me think of this, is the Fresco technique. When during the Renaissance period of painting, one of the genres was fresco painting. And fresco was a technique that was used where they painted on wet plaster. So the paint was applied to the plaster itself, and the wet plaster actually became kind of like the second or third medium that was being used. So I've actually also often thought about using a like spackling. You can get a little tub of spackle. Am I saying it the right way? Why am I not on? It's live video memory. Let me tell you, it just kind of gets you. It sucks the life out of your brain. Anyway, I bet I'm going to give it a try and see if it can be done, because that would be kind of fun. It was like $1 at the Dollar Tree. I braved the Dollar Tree yesterday, believe it or not. I don't know what happened to me. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree. I think I've gone to the Dollar Tree maybe like 5 times during the course of the pandemic. And I am an avid, an active Dollar Tree shopper. And I went yesterday. I was having Dollar Tree withdrawal. I went looking for this little lamp that they had, and they had no more. So, of course, I headed to the canvases, to the aisle with the canvases, and they had 6x8s. So there was a whole case of them that was like 24, and I bought the whole thing. So I had to stock up on my canvas. In 1947, Picasso, who was for many years, Lynn is saying this, who was for many years unable to procure oil pastels because of the war conditions, convinced Henri Sennelier, who specialized in art products, to develop a fine arts version. Crayons use wax, and oil pastels use non-drying oil in wax. Wow, you're going to be 40 this year, Sarah? That's amazing. That's great. I remember when I was 40. Through that brief little window, right? Remember when you were 40? All right, this looks like it should have some blue, doesn't it? Let's go with this darker blue here. Still looking to see if there's a name on these, but I guess not. I guess Paisley wore herself out. She was very upset with me before we started. All over this crazy cat that's next door. They're trying to capture her and take her to a feral cat rescue, but she is just not cooperating. And now she's got a couple of guys that are visiting her. So I don't know. Lynn says these early products were intended to introduce Western art education to Japanese children and not as a fine arts medium. Well, and Sakura isn't Sakura, I think, is originally a Japanese company. So I'm going to use maybe a green with this. That would look cool. See what happens if I use, I'm not really into like a neon, her gentleman callers. I know, Lynn. She's got her gentleman caller. She's got a social life going on out there, let me tell you. Okay. All right, so this is my green on top of it. And then I'm going to use a colorless blender like I did with the other one, with the bottle. And then I'm going to blend them together. You know, you think oil pastels, simple drawing like this, but you know, it's not. It really is not that simple as far as the detail that's put in to achieve these two techniques. And I'm also kind of seeing that I need to kind of blend a little bit more with my white. This was reminding me of a bottle of pickles. Doesn't it? I'm going to put some more white in here. Just a little bit here. Plus, you can all easily kind of like wipe off the pastel. Just clean it. Kind of reminds me of a kneaded eraser. What are you talking about? You and I are 40, if only our mind. That's true. I'm only 35, Alice. Very true. So one day I'll be 40. I know. You're right, Alice. What am I saying? One day I'll be 40, Sarah. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how that works out for you. I feel like who says that? How's that working out for you? Is that Dr. Phil that says that? I don't usually watch Dr. Phil, but all right, let's see. How about this is a colorless blender? Very neutral color on top of this green and blue. Almost forgot what the color was. Now this one, I could blend it with my fingers and push it into the paper. And don't forget, we're just coloring on a very smooth, toothless. I know the delay is terrible. It's usually 19 seconds, I think, Sarah, but I know. That's the other reason, too, is that when I do a live video here on YouTube, I use StreamYard, which you can see up in the corner in order to stream live on YouTube. And then when I stream live on Facebook, I use something else. So I don't know. Maybe it'll help the delay. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about that part of it. I mean, maybe we're just kind of like we're slaves to the internet, you know, to whatever Facebook is doing. I'm going to put some white in this instead of using my finger here. Just put a little bit of some white on here. No, I guess I will go back in and use my finger now. Okay, so there's my white, and what I'm going to do now is just kind of pull the color into one another, into itself, into the other color, just by kind of like pulling it in. Because if you were just going to blend it, then you would just kind of like blend it into the paper, like push down into the paper. But if you're going to pull the color into everything else, Alice is laughing. I know, Alice, isn't it crazy? Pull it into this. Then it changes the color completely. See how that blue is kind of moving over? There we go. I'm going to put some more brown, just like I did with this part right here, just to kind of underneath here, but I do need to pivot a little bit. Kind of push it in a little bit. I don't want it to be like, you know, brown staring you in the face type thing. I don't think you can buy them anymore. No, Sarah. The smooth pens, no. I would say no. That would be my guess. I don't know. I'm going to put some yellow up here. See, that yellow had blue on it. Oh, I hate when that happens. It's like getting, you know, chocolate in your peanut butter. And then this is kind of a cool color, this kind of brick red color. So let's see what happens when we just kind of mix it up with the yellow just a little bit. And I just kind of added a little bit of that brown right there, just so it kind of has like an underlight to it, so it's under the rim. Alice is saying, have you made texture with oil pastels? It's funny that you should say that, Alice, because I have this wooden stick, which is actually, you know, when you make like caramel apples or candy apples, and you can buy these in the supermarket, you can buy a pack of these sticks. I like to use this a lot sometimes for maybe dotting, like if you're painting with dots, because the back of it is flat, or it's got a nice tip on it. So, but it also works out to create some texture. So I was thinking of creating some texture on the labels of these. Just kind of give it a little bit of like a back, kind of make it a little bit of a shadow there with this brown, but not too much. Okay, I'm going to do this at the end though with that little stick. Okay, so now we have the table. I'm thinking the table should just kind of be this brick color and maybe mix with something else. So I'm going to color it with just brick color here and then maybe add some yellow to it. That would be kind of cool. Just kind of coloring the whole area. This is one of those coloring mediums that you're coloring with it, you're using it, and it looks like really a disaster before it gets better. When things like that happen, it's kind of like when you're rearranging furniture. That happens to me, actually. I had a huge, crazy dream last night about rearranging furniture, actually. I had a dream that I got all my furniture in my whole house and moved it to the basement. Why would I ever do that? I don't know why I would do that. My bed, everything. I just threw it all down to the basement. And then after I did that, my whole yard was filled with a whole bunch of dogs. It was the weirdest dream. Crazy. Like little dogs. I don't know what happened. Must have eaten something crazy before I went to bed. All right, so this is just this kind of ochre color here. Just kind of mixing it in. I didn't really know if I needed to actually add a bright yellow yet, but I am going to go back in with some yellow and use my yellow as my colorless blender. And this yellow, using a light enough pressure, is just kind of pushing all of the colors into one another. Kind of want to make it a little bit darker underneath the objects, where the shadow would be cast. Plus, the darker it is underneath there, it kind of gives weight to the bottom. It's like wearing black, when you wear black pants type thing. Lynn is saying in 1949, Sennelier produced the first oil pastels intended for professionals and experienced artists. Lynn is a wealth of information today. Thank you, Lynn. So see how that just kind of pops all that color in? Oh, that is looking really good. And then you could add texture here too, like Alice was saying, by just kind of putting lines in this to make it look like a table. They were superior in wax viscosity, texture, and pigment quality, and capable of producing more consistent and attractive work. Interesting one. I mean, there's some oil pastels out there that are very, very expensive. Same thing with chalk. Okay, so there's our table. I'm not going to do anything else to it. I like the way it looks like that. And then the background. And you want something that's going to be a little more of a contrast, maybe something that's going to make everything pop. I'm thinking blue, not really too sure. What do you think? What does everybody think about the background? Blue. I don't really want to do purple. Almost gray would look good, but that would be kind of crazy. I think I might go with this blue. And I'm not sure if these two are the same or not. No, they're not. But they would look good mixed in with it. And, of course, use a colorless blender to kind of really mix it in. So I'm going to go with this blue first, just to kind of do a background of this blue first. Oh, it's about to break. And use it on its side. But see, if I put my pastel against this, and then I'm pulling away by just kind of pressing really hard and then easing up my pressure. Lynn is saying, first manufactured in the 16th century, pastel quickly found approval with many of the iconic masters of the day. Well, I can see why. So if I'm pressing, it's just kind of easing up. It's kind of pushing and lifting. Mid-18th century in Britain, pastel truly came into its own. Members of an affluent society deemed it the very height of fashion to have their images captured in crayon painting, as pastel was called. I think I'm going to add, I think that's what I'm going to do, Alice. I was thinking that too. If I add a dark blue to this light blue and see what happens to it. All right, and I really kind of like this dark blue. That's not dark blue. It's much better than the other one. Let me see if we can pull the paper off without it breaking. It's breaking. Renaissance masters such as Da Vinci and Michelangelo used natural chalks for drawing, and it was from that pastel developed. There's an artist I follow out of California, Angela Treatline, and you may have seen me post links to her on my Facebook page, and she paints with pastels. Her artwork is absolutely beautiful. Look how it's just kind of picking up on the texture of the light blue. I kind of feel like that might be something to leave. This is reminding me of a stucco type of wall, or like my walls are very pitted in my house because they're all they're not sheetrock, they're that lath and plaster. So look how that just kind of picks up that texture there. I had to rip off some more of the paper though because the paper was blending it. I'm going to take off the rest. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to kind of pivot around here. So hang on to your hat as we pivot around. See, it's heating up under the lights in my hand. So I have some Valentine's Day books I'm going to kind of flip through today. The season of love is upon us, I guess, right? Let's see if we should add something else to it. Texture, right? Doesn't it kind of create? I'm going to leave it like that, Alice. I'm not going to blend it in any more than it is. I'm just going to kind of leave it the way it is, because it's picking up both, you know. And then I like to kind of put like a border around these, kind of just like, you know, frame them with a little bit of black. But I'm going to go back in to the label and use my little stick. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. You think painting is easier than this? Well, maybe because you're using a brush versus the medium is just right in your hand. All right, so I'm going to just kind of add a little bit of a label here. Maybe I can even add like a word there. I mean, what would be inside this jar? Maybe there would be, I don't know. I mean, I'll make this one say vino, I guess. I don't know. Actually, I'll make this say juice. No, it's not going through. All right, then let's do a different type of texture here. Let's kind of add, kind of scrape it out underneath the blue, the dark section there. It's not going to let me write in it, you know? But it is going to let me kind of scribble this in. And I'm going to go like this also. So it's kind of like a scribble. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? A little bit of a texture. Let me move it up a little bit. My camera is very far away from my page today. This thing that I'm using Pepto-Bismol and NyQuil. What are we talking about? Oh, you mean this should be Pepto-Bismol and NyQuil? Okay. It's a candy apple stick. When you make like, candy apples or caramel apples, they have them in the supermarket next to the apples. That type of thing. This one here, let's kind of just do like a squirreliness. Do you think this is Pepto-Bismol and NyQuil? I haven't had NyQuil in a very long time. This is really good to paint dots, Sharon, or the back of it has a flat end to use. I have a whole set of these, like a whole set, a whole bag of them. It's funny, when I bought these, I always remember that when I bought these, I got home and I could not find them. Like, you ever buy something and you're like, where is it? It's not in the car. It's not in the bag. Where is it? It was in the trash. I had thrown the bag away without taking it out. I'm going to just kind of put like some lines here to represent the rim on the lid, so it has more of a grip to it so that you can open it easier. Okay. And I'm going to call this complete. Not too bad. Maybe I'll keep that with my pastels. I like it. All right. So what are we coloring next week? NyQuil might help us get to sleep. No kidding. I'm not having trouble going to sleep. My problem is I can't keep my eyes open. So, I mean, unless Bridgerton is my new NyQuil, I don't know what is wrong. Unless I have other issues that Bridgerton is making me fall asleep. I don't know what the problem is, but just cannot keep my eyes open. I mean, I even tried to put it on a little later last night so that I wouldn't fall asleep too early. Thank you, Alice. But that show, I don't know what it's doing to me. I don't really know what's happening. All right. So Oil Pastels. Next week, we meet again on Monday on January 11th. And we'll be coloring this page, and the theme is glowing. We're going to use a mixed media. And we can use highlighters, different things like that to make it glow. And then tie-dye is this one. This should have been today's because it says Dare to Begin. This would have been appropriate for the first color along of 2021. And we don't know who this is, but whoever it is keeps calling me. From New Jersey. Maybe it's Lynn. All right. And then Grayscale painting with watercolors closes out January. So I said earlier, mentioned Color Along Volume 16 will begin in April. So this Color Along book ends on March 1st. Coloring camp, here's the coloring camp, takes place on February 7th through 13th, if you're interested in joining coloring camp. If you're a part of my membership, the camp books were shipped out on Friday, I believe, and it looks like they won't be to you until January 24th, I believe. And then, actually, that's not you because it's a different area code. Sorry, Lynn. And then during the week of coloring camp, there will not be a color along. So we're going to make up some color alongs in the month of March. And then volume 16 will begin on April 8th. And two things will change with Color Along 16. We're going to meet on Facebook instead of YouTube, but the replay will be on YouTube, and on Facebook there'll be a replay. And we are going to meet on Thursdays at 10 a.m. I'll be emailing out this information. I hesitated getting this information out too soon because I didn't want to confuse anybody. However, I want to get it out early enough just in case you want to buy the book and you're not surprised by it. So Color Along Volume 16 book is available on Amazon as we speak. Camps, let's just kind of wrap up about what is happening. Camps February 7th through 13th, if you're interested in joining that. If you're interested in joining the next Drawer Along book, we meet on January 27th for this book, so in a couple of weeks. And this book is very exciting because we did a different layout for this book. Do you ever notice people say we a lot when it really is just them? Why do people do that? Thanks for adding this to Facebook. Even though I got here late, I did watch Oh Dear Slept In. Hey, Bev Larson. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so line art flowers will be the first one for our draw along, but the layout of this book is a little bit different if you have not gotten this book yet and you're getting ready to get it. image that we're coloring is on the left, and I'm drawing, and then what we color is on the right. It was different the last time. We used to have the image at the top, and then we've got room for our warm-up sketching exercises, and then a couple of empty pages, and it just goes on. So this volume, we're going to learn to color with a still life with charcoal, and this is a little bit more. We kind of kicked it up a notch compared to the other volumes, but if you have never joined a draw along before, this is really taught at a beginner level. So I think that they're taught at a beginner level, and then if you can, depending on how advanced you are, we're going to go over, then you can just kind of take it to that level. And I think that most of the people that are taking the class that are here with us today can agree to that. 1 point perspective, which we've never done before, so that'll be fun. Birds with charcoal. So we'll be taking this photograph of these birds and drawing this with charcoal. So something fun. And then learning how to draw mushrooms with soft pastels. We didn't do soft pastels last few times, but we're going to do it that time. And then this still life with charcoal. This book meets every other Wednesday, starting on January 27th at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and the replays are always available. Lighthouse with graphite. This one's going to be interesting because look at the rocks, how we can kind of really either leave them as giant shapes or really get very detailed. So it's interesting to see what everybody does with it. And then still life with colored pencil. And then line art with veggies and fruit. So drawing from a photograph rather than just from a different drawing. And then the rest of the book, oh, here it is, plant with graphite. The rest of the book just has empty pages for additional sketching if you would like. Oh, here's the last one. Wine bottle thing. So this is $15.99. Divide that by 12. What is it? That's less than $2 per class. Where can you take a drawing class for less than $2 per class? If you can find one, sign me up, because I have never been able to find anything like that. If you were going to sign up for a 12-week session of a drawing class somewhere, it would probably easily cost you $200 to $300, probably like $250. Bring your own supplies. So this is a fun way to learn from home with this draw along volume 4 book. The other book that came out this year, which is appropriate for the new year, is this Gnome Daily Planner. This one's kind of fun because each page is the same. It's dateless so that you can use it whenever you want. You can skip a day if you want. You won't have to be worried about it. And then each page has these little sections that you can fill in. Something to the top 3 things, your food journal, health goals. This is only $6.99 on Amazon. A little doodle for the day, your errands that you need to run, chores. We should just like X that out. Maybe you have an appointment, things to do. You can put the date in up top, and then there can be a shopping list. Today I am thankful for, and you can write what you're thankful for. Maybe a word of the day. Maybe your word of the day is, I don't know, pickles, or whatever you want your word of the day to be. And then a little thing for other, and here's another little empty box. This has 60 pages. So you're not committed to a whole year. And then you could just get another one. I'll be doing actually more of these with different things on them. And then the Valentine's book. I have several Valentine's books out that I didn't even realize that I had this many. I've got Gnomes in Love. I have For the Love of Coloring, which isn't really specific to Valentine's Day, but it's all love-inspired designs. It's a total variety book. It has hearts. It has some mandalas. It has some more hearts. It has flowers, a couple of birds that are in love. So they're love inspired. They're not just all about Valentine's Day. You can use this at any time of the year you want. Maybe there's some flowers in it, bird houses for the love of birds, just kind of a mosaic style mandala, kind of a square one. Another one that's kind of a mosaic style mandala. Maybe some hearts shaped in a heart, another mandala with hearts, just a grid with hearts. So just a kind of a variety, all around variety coloring book. 2 pages to color. There's 30 pages in this book, and there's 2 of each page. Cupid's View is similar to all the View books, again, with heart themes for this book, with all those abstract backgrounds. Again, 24 pages to color with 2 copies of every page. And then the other love book that I have, or Valentine's theme book that I have, is Love Grayscale. And if this came out a few years ago, actually, with all of these grayscale pages to color that are love inspired, that are flowers and things that are lovely, I guess, right? Some hearts with some flowers. And a lot of it has a really dark background, and I did that on purpose so that the flowers are lightened and they could really pop outside of the once they're colored. Like this particular rose with the water on the petals really pops when you color that. So so those are my Valentine theme books. So hopefully you'll have a chance to check those out as we move into the season of love, right? Okay. So any questions about today's color along and what we did this morning? We talked about a lot of stuff this morning. We talked about color alongs moving forward, coloring camp. A lot going on. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day today to join me for this color along and to chat with the rest of the gang. I will see everyone again next week for the next live color along. And have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining me today.